In all of these words, we're looking at irregular verbs. So rather than adding ed to the end, we're changing the long E sound in weep to a short vowel sound, and it's represented by just an E. So it's going to be making its sound. And except for down here where we get to dreamt. Sounds, just be aware, it sounds like there's a P there, but there's not. Your mouth nearly goes to form the P, but there's no P. It's dreamt. Okay, so our words are wept, slept, crept, swept, smelt, spelt, knelt, dealt, leapt, and dreamt. Now this commonly happens with the long E sound. That's the most common way where we have sound that we have irregular verbs with. So just be aware of that. It's a good hint for the future. Now what do these words mean? Well, wept means where you cry or you shed tears. Slept means that you take a rest, you're not awake. Crept means when you approach something slowly and without being noticed. Swept means where you clean with a broom. Smelt is where you smell a scent or odour through your nose. Spelt is where you name and write letters in a word correctly. Knelt is where the action or the position of kneeling on one or both knees. Dealt might mean where you deal cards to each player, so everyone's got the same number of cards. Or it could also mean where you take action in response to a situation. Leapt means to move suddenly or quickly, and dreamt means the images or thoughts passing through your mind during sleep. Now just be aware here too that even though we're dropping the double E to a short et sound by just using the E here, down here we're actually using the EA for the short et sound. So EA can make both a long and short sound. So it can make the E sound and it can also make the et sound. And there's a silent letter there that I failed to show you earlier. These words are all irregular past tense verbs. So we've got wept, slept, crept, swept, smelt, spelt, knelt, dealt, leapt, and dreamt. So in these words, rather than adding ed to the end of them, what we're doing is, originally in their base form they had long E sound, either represented by EA or double E. We're changing it to a short et sound and adding a T to the end of each word. So the EA in these words or the E can make the short et sound. So wept would come from the word weep. We'd have the base word sleep there. And so they're irregular in that way, not adding the ed to the end. So just be aware of those and try to remember which words it's referring to, because it will be handy in the future. Now in this section here you've got to complete the crossword puzzle using the clues, either going down or across the page, and down the bottom you simply have to fill in the gaps with the list word from above. In this list we've got these irregular verbs which come from a long E sound, either represented by EA or double E, changing to a short et sound which is represented by EA or just an E. So our words are wept, slept, crept, swept, smelt, spelt, knelt, dealt, leapt, and dreamt. So the long E sound in words in a verb especially, is the most common way of creating an irregular verb. So just be aware of that. Now in this section where you have to do the verb families, you're looking for the base word. So you're going to have to take these words back to their base word form. Then you're adding the S, the ing, and here they're becoming irregular verbs by not doing the usual thing where we usually just add ed. This time we're adding a T and changing the vowel sound into a short vowel sound. Now fill in the gap with the verb in the correct tense. So you're going to be using words from this table to finish these sentences. Combined with the list word, you can think about these. You may need to discuss them in your group. if you don't know them. They're common word pairs. Fill in the gap with the list word to complete the idiom. Once again, if you're not sure of what the saying may be, what the idiom may be, you may discuss it and work it out as a group.